Dear Diary, may the energy from this week bring many blessings to the weeks coming after. Welcome back to another one of my creative audio and visual diaries. And diary, this one is a short one. Aside from being genuinely engulfed in our first week of BWP Basketball Camp, I just really was in the moment a lot and did not pick up my camera, even when I wanted to. I'm not going to lie, I'm still a little salty about that because I missed some moments that I genuinely wanted to capture for this vlog. But in the essence of really living in the moment and enjoying the start of summer, I can't be too upset about it. Speaking of living in the moment, if you watched my last episode, I spoke a lot about the essence of 2011, that summer, me and Maurice's first summer together, dating, and just the high energy that came from that summer. So we have been committed as summer is starting to making sure that we're doing things, we're living out our lives in a great way. So today happened to be my niece's birthday, and Layla went to spend like the full day with her. She left camp a little early, at like halfway through camp. Went with her to go to brunch, to the mall, out to eat again, like a full day. So me and Maurice were like, this would be a great opportunity for us to have a little bit of a date afterwards. Like, let's go to happy hour. I'm meaning afterwards, I mean after camp. So let's go to happy hour. Let's walk Main Street. Let's go to the pool. Let's do some things together, childless like we were in 2011. And it was a great day to set the tone for this summer of dates, like having opportunities for Layla going places and us being alone, or even us doing things as a family. We've been committed to doing things after camp. And speaking of activities outside of camp, on our first week of camp, we had off Thursday, which was Juneteenth, which is a federal holiday, which we would have given our campers off anyway, even if it wasn't a federal holiday. We celebrated in a restful, peaceful way. We like to stay in the house. We like to cook a good meal together, relax, and just be black, merry, and proud. This meal, however, at least the planning of it was very last minute. Me and Maurice were in bed watching Sinners, and he was like, we should definitely have a black behind meal today. And I was totally in agreement because I had already been thinking about it, but I was thinking about it in the way of like ordering from a black owned restaurant. But I was still like struggling between, okay, do I want to order or do I want to cook? Because I know I can really bust down really quickly on a really good soul food meal. But do I feel like cooking today? It's all about the rest, the restoration, the peace, the black happiness, right? But I was like, you know what? I feel like I want to cook because I feel like our taste buds are not going to be fulfilled. I'm not going to get what I want out of a meal if I order it. Not that we don't have amazing black-owned restaurants in Philly. That's not what I'm saying. However, what I am saying is, if we're going to have a meal that all of the members in my household is absolutely going to enjoy, hands down, and not going to regret, I personally feel I have to cook it with my own hands to ensure that everybody's taste buds are being hit in the right way and that we won't regret ordering that food, because honestly, ordering now is expensive, and black food is expensive, not wrongfully so. It should be expensive. Those materials cost a lot of money. The labor of love costs a lot of money. The skill behind black cooking costs money. You should charge it up. I'm not saying you shouldn't. However, to not be fulfilled, it gets expensive, right? So I say all of that to say that I did end up cooking, and I did not cook alone. The family jumped in and they took on major parts of the cooking. They dredged the chicken, not the chicken. We didn't have chicken. We had catfish. They dredged the catfish. They seasoned the catfish dredge. They air fried it up. So we did do air frying. So I did want to be a little bit healthier. Not that it was healthy at all. We had mac and cheese, yams, cabbage, cornbread. We had the works, so it was not healthy at all, but I definitely did not want to deep fry the catfish on top of all of that. But then Maurice ended up teaching Layla how to play. She already knew Pity Pack, so it was a refresher. Then he taught her how to play spades, which she really got into, and it was becoming deep over there. Like, I had to give them a second alone. Dear Diary, to keep the black joy going, me and Maurice were like, yo, we should kind of have like a small little pool party this weekend, but for Layla, for her to have a couple of girlfriends over, because we're only allowed 2 girls at the pool, or 2 guests at the pool at a time. I hate that new rule. Like back in the day, we were allowed 2 guests per occupant per unit. So we would get 6 guests, but now we're allowed 2 maximum. So it makes it hard to have anything at the pool, which I appreciate at the same time, because the pool gets overcrowded and it gets crazy over there. So to limit the amount of outside guests, I get it. I respect it. For our situation though, we're kind of like, we want more than 2 guests. But anyway, she had 2 guests maximum. So we said, okay, Saturday we're going to get up, clean this room, deep clean this room, and get it organized in a way that you can have guests on Sunday after a morning workout or morning practice. But also deep clean it and organize it in a way that once you refresh and go through and, lightly clean on a weekly basis or a couple times a week, it's not a big task. It's something that you can do easily. So we got that done. We went to Five Below to grab them some things to play with at the pool. We planned out like her menu, like we wanted to have Chick-fil-A as a snack/lunch when the girls got in, and then give them enough time to hit the pool, which they did, and they had the best time. It was like hot, but it wasn't overbearingly hot as it would get in the next few days. It was like overcasty. It just had rain. It was still hot when the sun came out, but like I said, it was overcasty mostly. So when the overcast was happening, we had a nice little breeze. It was nice. Then Maurice had the great idea that let's take the girls out to dinner. He was like, I kind of want to take them out. Like, I want to go out. Like, we were just having like this parental bliss moment this summer, whereas we want the kids to be with us. We want them to be having a great time. And let's just like extend that as much as possible. So we took the girls to Nifty 50s and their PJs to wrap the night, which was gold for us. It was like awesome. And honestly, diary, that was the vibe for the whole week. Creating moments, extending moments for more happiness and peace. I loved every bit of it. I want to look back on this summer, and not just me, but Maurice and Layla too, to look back on it and say, yo, this was the best summer of my life. Not just because we went to, the beaches and we flew to other places and such, but we created moments. We created core memories. We are curating and cultivating love and peace. Oh, and OKC won the finals. Until next time, diary.